All right, so we want to solve this polynomial inequality. So we're going to have a range of solutions. The first thing you want to do is you want to factor this equation. Now, this is an x4 quartic equation, so typically you might want to factor it using factor theorem and synthetic division. But in this case, because this is x4, x squared, and a constant, you can just factor this with man method, like it's a trinomial basically. So what multiplies to 4 and adds to -5. So my two numbers are -1 and -4. So over here, this factors to x squared minus 1, and x squared minus 4 is greater than 0. You can factor this further by difference of squares. This is just x plus 1 times x minus 1, and this is just x plus 2 times x minus 2 greater than 0. So now I'm just going to get the solutions to each of these brackets. Here it's x equals -1, here x equals 1, x equals -2, and here x equals to 2. So I'm going to put my solutions on a number line. -2, -1, +1, and +2. And now I have to test each range to see whether the solutions are good or not. So I'll start with picking -3. F of -3, I'll sub it into my original equation over here. Do this in my calculator, -3 to the power of 4 minus 5 times -3 squared plus 4 is +40. +40 is greater than 0, which means this entire range here is good. Then I'll sub in a value between these two, so I can sub in -1.5. And f of -1.5 is approximately -2.2. So that is not greater than 0, so this range is no good. Next, I'll sub in 0. And I get +4. So +4 is greater than 0, so this range is good. Next, I'll sub in +1.5. F of 1.5 is approximately -2.2 again. So this range is no good because that's not greater than 0. And last, I'll sub in +3. Remember, you can sub in any number in the range. I'm just picking random numbers in the range, and I get +40. So this is good. Now, what we notice here is that it alternates in this question, and in most questions, it is going to alternate, but there are some exceptions. So you should not always make the assumption that it's going to alternate. If you understand the math better, you can tell when it alternates or not, but I would suggest just testing out every range just to be safe. So now to list my final solution, this solution here is x is just less than -2. The solution here in the middle is x is between -1 and +1. And the last solution here is x is greater than 2. So these are my range of solutions that satisfy this inequality.